Hey, how's it going? Adrienne Elise here. I just wanted to check in and see how you guys are doing out there. It's been kind of an intense couple of days. I've been wanting to get this update out for the last couple of days, but didn't know exactly what to say. I'm feeling the pressure, and I'm feeling through the clients I'm working with a lot of pressure. And this pressure is in the internal landscape. It feels like we're revisiting deep, dark places we were working on years ago, a few years ago when Saturn was in Scorpio. We're starting to feel this Jupiter moving into Scorpio. And that happens on the 10th. And so we're it's gearing up. It's at the last degrees of Libra. And the Sun and Mercury together in Libra are hanging out with Psyche, an asteroid that has to do with our inner perception around betrayal and trust in this world. So it's like definitely it's the deeper inner part of our experience, the core essence. Our core wounds are coming up because we've also got Venus right now opposing Chiron, and then Mars will be opposing Chiron, both of them squaring Saturn. So our male and female planets, which are the part of our relationships, what we're trying to work through, are in Virgo right now, and they're making this powerful square to Saturn in Sagittarius, which is heading towards the galactic center. So we are looking at destiny changes in our life, in our inner landscape, our inner psyche. There's places inside of ourselves we've been kind of just going along, just getting through. And now that Jupiter's moving into Scorpio, we're starting to dive into the depths. We're starting to get a deepening. This can be really, really great for relationships that are ready to take it to the next level, any kind of personal relationship. And but it's also a time where relationships are being kind of reconciled, because if it's time to go deeper and only one is ready to go there, it can feel like you're falling off of the cliff. And so this is kind of in general how a lot of people are feeling right now, but this is kind of just part of it. We got a big bloom of intense energies of our deep inner core woundedness around whether we're actually loved, held, safe, can trust in this world. So Psyche rules the deep part of ourselves where we feel betrayed, the deep part of ourselves where we are wondering what in the heck, if we really can feel safe in this world on planet Earth, if we can really trust the energies of love around us. So Scorpio wants to clean up the mess and get down in the dirt, not scared to go down into the shadow. So we're diving into the shadow, but we have lucky Jupiter guiding the way. So what does it mean to move into the shadow of our relationship landscape, but with luck? And so as much as there's intensity right now, there's just this incredible lining up of messages saying the Sun, our identity, Psyche, our woundedness as far as our sense of betrayal and security in our core inner psyche in this life, that and our sense of identity are hanging out together in Libra. And relationships is how we get these lessons. And Libra is the sign of relationships. And so a lot of relationships are coming up, but the real relationship we're looking at is our relationship with the deeper programming that we may have experienced in our early childhood. These are where these core wounds come up, but we've often been playing those out for lifetimes. So we are doing some heavy duty, intense inner work right now. And if you're feeling heavy, that means you're about to get to a way lighter place. And so just know that it's like an inner upheaval, and there's tension. The tension is within. It's about our relationships, but it's ultimately about our relationship to ourselves. And can we trust ourselves? Can we face our own shadow to be able to move deeper in our relationships? Or is it time for us to put some more energy into our own shadow process? And so these things are just really coming up right now. And so just know that things are really intense with these energies, with the male and female energies triggering that Jupiter or Saturn square Chiron. So Saturn is a taskmaster. It's kind of like the law. It's the way things need to be done. They're in Sagittarius, though, which is the seeking sign. And so we're kind of like having this push to figure out who we really are. as Saturn comes to those end degrees of Sagittarius, but squaring up with that Chiron in Pisces, the wounded healer, the wounds of the collective, the wounds inside of ourselves where we feel separated, where we feel we haven't gotten what we've needed in this life. That's most of us on this deep core level, because we're living in a world of separation. It's a game we play when we come into this life. We pretend that we don't know that we are source, that we are God, we are creator, manifest in one facet, our own unique divine facet. But what's going on right now is this opportunity to just, so that the medicine to this intensity, intense emotional squeezing that's going on, is to step back, uncoil yourself, step further back, and try to see the bigger picture, that this stuff has been ruling your life. These are deep subconscious belief systems that you have not been able to access and not be able to understand, and they sprout up and they create havoc. And it's patterns and belief systems from our family, our ancestry, or past lives, or both together. And so how can we adjust these things if we can't find them? And Jupiter going into Scorpio here on the 10th is really about, okay, let's dive into the shadow with the planet of luck, with the planet of expansion, and go find what is down there in the muck, continuing to keep us in the same patterns of not having trust with ourselves in our life, not being able to actualize, not being able to move forward in the way we want to. What is down there in the muck that we haven't been able to find, which is a belief system that is now defunct and is, but still causing us to stay on this hamster loop of creating the same pain over and over again in our lives. And so we're feeling the same pain because guess what? It's time for us to go delve deeper and find out more about what that's about. So it's relationships in our life, bringing us these opportunities right now. And ultimately, though, it's an adjustment with our own relationship with ourselves, coming back into the garden, releasing this illusion of separation, and coming back into a self-trust. So part of what's going on is because Venus and Mars are in Virgo, and Virgo wants to edit and to fix and to make it perfect. And so we're feeling a little self-critical about our relationships, about our choices in the past around the male and the female, and how we move forward with this Mars and Venus, both these male and female side of ourselves coming together, this beautiful conjunction. But in Virgo, it's saying, well, let's clean it up, and this isn't quite right, and can't we do it different? So a lot of people are feeling like regrets and disappointment in relationships coming up to the surface so that we can dig down deeper and find the roots. That's what this next year is about with Jupiter in moving into Scorpio. So it's a super epic time right now. Hang in there. As these energies, we start to get a little bit more used to the Jupiter in Scorpio, and we move towards this new moon in Libra, we're going to have a little resolution of this energy a little bit more towards later in the month. And so I hope that you can join me for that new moon activation. And until then, hang in there, and I will talk to you soon. I'm Adrienne Elise. Namaste.